Yeah. Setting it up right today, man. Wow. It was a good song. So, I don't know why I've been stitching on a 56 count, because this is fun. This silk on 40 count is nice. Yeah, hang on, let me get my light. Isn't this great? Like, look at these ones. Isn't that great? Like, this is definitely the combo for ink circles. Good morning. Hello. How is my volume? I feel like I'm like super loud. It's strange. The microphone that I use, it usually like plays my voice really, really quiet. But this morning it's just like, wow. I don't know why. I wonder if some of the settings were messed with. Good morning. Excuse me. And I know Michelle is live right now too. She said that in her video yesterday. Hey Zan. So I'm sad I'm missing that, but whoop. My schedule is the same every week, honey. I'm just kidding. She's accommodating other people. I'm only accommodating myself. Ooh. And I'm a little late today because the NyQuil worked really well. And I was sleeping pretty late today. Okay, and I'm gonna spend so much money this year. If you're comfortable sharing your budget, like if you budget your cross stitch supplies, what do you give yourself? Well, okay, so. Oh, it does sound quiet? Okay. That's strange. I can turn the music down too. I think maybe one of the settings is different on here. Oh, she started an hour early. Well, good. Maybe you caught a little bit of hers. Okay, so many things are happening. Zan's making a cake. Michelle went early. You can't hear me. Okay, so my stash. What's a budget? My stash is. I feel like it's small for a stitcher because I just picked up cross stitch in the beginning of. I picked it up again, and the only thing I had before that was maybe. Okay, that makes me feel better. Was maybe like a few pieces of Ada and a not complete set of DMC and embroidery needles, and that was basically it. Like two pairs of scissors, and so then when I keep track, Samantha, because I'm spending a lot this year. I spent a lot in 2020 because I was buying fabric, like plain fabric first for the stash for the United States pattern set, and then of course I add DMC like every time I go to Michael's, but I didn't stitch on any other kind of fabric except fabric. I sound like Justine from X's and Ho's. I was picking up all kinds of fabric. She has a true Michigan accent, doesn't she? And then, but now I'm getting into different fibers, different fabrics. Like, I spent like a lot of money yesterday on fabric. So does anybody budget for the month? Like what, $100 a month? Is that enough? It's not enough this year for me. But, I mean, part of me is like, I'm investing, you know, I'm buying, I bought a bunch of floss from Ymir, like that was an investment, and I want to buy more of this Tudor Silk. And I bought the Invisifill. I'm buying hand-dyed fabrics that I don't have in my stash. I'm buying linens that I don't have in my stash. I mean, I feel like I'm being smart with my money, or like smart with what I acquire, but I also have like a shiny new thing syndrome, and I'm buying lots of charts. I'm buying like, I'm catching up on getting some modern folk embroidery charts. I still need to buy, still want more. Okay, so all of these things. Do you budget? Do you budget? Let's do a poll. Do you budget for your crafty spending? And I'm going to add this option for you. Yeah, see, I've heard you say that a lot of times, Vanessa, and I agree with that. Like, you know, especially for some of the tiny stitching stuff that I'm buying, I don't need a lot of it, but I'm planning on starting ink circles with somebody. Can we share that? And I kind of calculated that I need two skeins of one color to complete the whole thing. You can get about, what was it? Like, yeah, I don't know. You try not to have more money in your stash so that you can stitch in a year. It must be nice to limit yourself like that. I'm loving right now having so many different options to stitch and having so many different choices for like floss. So now like this, I was just like, I want to start this today. And I did. Next month, okay. And we should do it on that, on the fabric of the month that I got yesterday. Not the and I making plans. We're gonna start an ink circles together. Oh, you'll wait on expensive things. So okay, so these Tudor silks, they're kind of expensive. They're 5-yard skeins, and I think I found a place online that has them for $5.50, and there's lots of different colors. But then I was just Googling, you know, Gloriana Tudor Silk, and somebody has them on eBay. 10 skeins for $42, or 20 skeins for $72. Buy what you want when you want. That's true. You watch out, Vanessa. Karen says you buy just as much in retirement. Okay, so it doesn't look like people budget. What's a budget? Excuse me. Yeah, that's frustrating when you don't have your stash that you have at home. So then, like, should I splurge on more silk? I mean, because this is all I've stitched on 40 count. with this silk, but I know I love it. So should I just get more? Oh, yeah, so the eBay price is much, it's like $4 a skein, $4.50 or something a skein. 42 divided by 10, $4.20 a skein. And then if you buy 20 skeins, it's even less. Bumps it down to like $4. So should I just go ahead and drop $72 on floss? I'm expanding my collection. I know I love this combination. And then save 56 count until 56 count becomes more more widely available Evenweave. I'll stitch really tiny things on it, like the Quirky Quakers, stuff that can go in the journal. Like, I do love how tiny things are on 56 count, but I find that especially the Verdal has, I wouldn't say large holes, but it has medium size holes, and I stitch pretty quickly on it. So I'm like, if I'm starting a big project, kind of want to do one that I can do kind of quickly, right? Okay, 12-minute discussion on budgeting. What's everybody... Spend money to save money. Yeah. What's everybody working on? What are you stitching on while I'm blabbering about spending my money? My nose is still clearing out because I didn't wake up early. Mmm. Oh, I only have like 3 colors left. Okay, we're gonna stitch some border. I hope you're okay with that. Look at this little needle minder that Aya sent me. Isn't that cute? We blame all our problems on everybody else. It would be nothing new. Oh, good job, Samantha. Woohoo! Oh, I'm not even close to being done with that. I need to get on that one. Look at how cute. Oh, we can end this poll so that it goes away from my... I don't know why it's still staying up on there. Oh, there we go. The plants! Yay! So I did a conversion with the silks that I had. And then I didn't use four that I had. But like, look, these are so, ooh, this is, they're so yummy. They're so yummy. I mean, I also have way more than I'll ever need. Look at this. It's so good. So good. I sorted stuff yesterday. I was like, this is all a mess. And usually it's stuff that's like, my stitching stuff is pretty organized, but my desk sometimes gets unorganized. I think I'm pulling from the same strand, but you never know. It's just so good. See if I can keep that one out. Hey, Ashley. Look at that little kitty. It's so cute. I have an embarrassment of wealth of needle minders now. I purchased a whole bunch for myself, and then my friends sent me a whole bunch. My stitchy friends sent me a bunch. How many did I get? I purchased 4. And then Jennifer sent me 3. Aya sent me 1. I've probably tripled my needle minder. Not tripled, doubled. At least doubled my needle minder collection in the last year. You know, I think that I am going to, I mean, this is probably not prophecy because a lot of the things that I've said in the past have become untrue about something that I'm going to start stitching or a habit that I'm going to develop. I think I'm going to agree with Abby Bella Stitch on project bags. Like, just put it in a Ziploc bag. Because I'm already spending way too much money. Not way too much, but I'm spending a lot of money on supplies. So I don't need to spend any more on project bags. I'm going to spend the money on, I don't know. I'm sure I'll get a couple. I mean, I do already have some from Ashley. And I want to support my friends, right? Okay, we're going to see if I can sit back and relax here. Of not fancy project bags. Yeah, like I already spend a lot on floss and fabric. Like I would rather, let's put it that way. I would rather expand my floss and fabric stash than my project bag stash. You see my messy desk? There, that's a little better. Let me put this over here. And get comfy. So that when I actually look at this chat, that it looks like I'm looking at you. Right? That's what happens to me. I say something and then I do the opposite. Like I'm like, oh, I could get a project bag. Like I'm sure I'll go to an L&S and see some beautifully handmade project bags and be like, but I want to support this. I want to get one of these. I don't have any. Everybody has them. Everybody's raving about them. That's true, Zan. Like my full coverage, I mean, I guess I have bags for them, but I don't carry like the flosses or the pattern because most of them are pattern keeper. Yeah, those are not mobile. But I do have like cheap Amazon bags. And I bought the variety pack, like different sizes. So now all my mini projects have a little project bag. Yeah. Yeah, they are aesthetically pleasing. That's true. I mean, this is not my forever home. So maybe I'm just like, what did I do here? Oh, that's what I did here. So I'm like, I don't need things to be pretty in this space. That's true, Anne. If you have too many supplies, then it's like, oh, too much to fit. Can you hear Susie? Your needle minders are magnets. That's fine. Oh, you know what? Somebody's address is pointed up to the air, just to be sure. Oh, I have a question for everybody. Hang on. Anne, is that a hint that I should get some nice bags? I mean, these are the ones. Excuse me, I'm sorry for coughing. These are the ones that I have. Like, I bought. It was on Amazon really cheap. Like, it had 2 of each size or something. And so then, like, these smaller ones, I was like, what do I do with these? So when I wasn't stitching tiny, I would just like put the needle minder and the scissors and whatnot in a smaller bag and throw that in with the large bag. But now now I just use them for small projects. Oh. You can't share Pattern Keeper. It will be nice to do this in person. I'm excited for, like, maybe the pandemic to chill out. Like, I know it's chilling out a little bit now, but it's too early. Like, new strains are gonna be like, ha, you thought we were done? But before I move away from the East Coast, which I think, you know, after a couple of years, I think that might happen. I don't know. Oh. Oh, they had these long ones too in there. So then I just store like fabric scraps in there. Oh, if I have this size of mailer, I can just put stamps on this, right? Like it's really light. I can just put like 2 stamps on it, right? Yeah, I've accepted the fact that my full coverage will not be mobile unless I decide to take it off the frame. Ooh, we can find ourselves in Philly in the summer. I am going to Iowa again though. And I think that they may have added extra days on the school year due to weather. Yay! Kim? Thank you. If you have any preferences of, like, if you want me to zoom in, let me know. I can try. Actually, let me just try it. Yeah, the Verdal is really forgiving. Like if you want to try 1/1, the Verdal is nice to stitch on. I mean, I would recommend starting like easing your way into it. Like if you haven't stitched smaller than 18 or you haven't stitched over 1 on linen, like try 25 count or 28 count. I made the jump from 28 to 40. I like tried 40 once. Do you remember it was like really small? And then I jumped to 56. But I feel like I wouldn't have done that if I didn't know that it was possible. Like, Ymir. Does anybody know of anybody else who was stitching on 56 count before her? Like, besides that girl on that sampler that Jacob is doing. I feel like I had something else to talk about. And then when I was talking about building my stash, I was like, okay, Kaylee, save it for later. I guess I'm going to have to start to write down ideas that I have to talk about in a live. And then if I think of something, then I need to write it down so I remember to talk about it. Yeah, not the year. I feel okay. So if you don't know, everybody, if you don't know Nati, go follow her on Instagram, Stitchy Nati. She started stitching end of 2020. Is that right? And started on 11 count, and then was like, Oh, there's not a pattern that has petals because my husband plays synthesizer and pedals. And so let me just design one. And then like within like a couple months of stitching, designed a pattern, put it up on Etsy. Oh, did you make your gum rod? And then like explored all the fabric and different count fabric and floss. And I had followed you back then, and then I don't know what it was, like a month ago, you were like, hey, look, I'm trying all these different flosses. And I was like, wait, what? I've been under a rock. And I was like, oh, I'm the only one who's stitching Quirky Quaker's Tiny. And then I scroll back and not these feet, and I'm like, oh, I missed this. Not they already did this. 2021! I don't think you can message people on YouTube. Is that what you're asking? Yeah, I think you have to find them on Instagram. Although I'm sure YouTube is gonna, like, from the way that the creator studio is going, I'm assuming that they're gonna try to add that kind of function. So that you can, like, click on somebody and then send them a DM, like on Instagram. And there's 3 people that I know of, but who have stitched on 56 count. But I'm sure there are others. I need to... What I wish is that, like, there was... Instagram would just know the hashtags that you need to use in order to connect you with the people that you want to be connected with. Because, like, I use the hashtag 56 count, but I don't know if everybody who is stitching on 56 count has used that. You know? So Ymir, I think, was the original. And then Nathi did it before me. I think Nathi did it before me. Stop it. You're so sweet. Ashley makes project bags, everybody. Bags. On Instagram, Monkey and Mouse. Monkey and Mouse. She... See, this is the problem with everything being so much money. Ashley sent me some project bags, and then... Oh, it doesn't need a hashtag to search it. Okay. I'm just not very... not very diligent in searching it out. Anyway, Ashley sent some project bags to me, and I was like, that was so nice of her. I need to actually support her and buy some from her. And I have not done that. I might just send you some money and then tell you to send me something. I was talking with Nathi about this. Like, I am so indecisive. And then when I'm overwhelmed by a decision, no, you should promote. They're great bags. And you, Ashley, you sell just on Instagram, right? Or have you made an Etsy shop? Oh yeah, Nathi and I were looking at fabric because I found a dyer that dyes 40 count Verdal Evenweave. And I'm like, wait, I can have the fancy hand-dyed fabric and stitch tiny? Because I haven't seen like too many 40 count Verdals being dyed. I saw Jody do a couple, but then her fabric, Steel City Stitchers Jody, her fabric goes so fast anyway. And in one of their videos, I saw that, somebody was getting Verdal Evenweave, and I was like, decision paralysis. Oh, I get it all the time. Like, I can't even, Dylan is like, do you want to eat at this place? Or maybe we should eat here. And I'm like, I can't decide, you decide, I don't care. And I just like, I can't make a decision for myself. Yeah, Jody Fabric. Here's another question. Like, how do people who are dyeing fabric, who are stitchers, or like have a shop like Top Knot, Abby Top Knot, how do they get any stitching in? Is that their job? Like, is dyeing fabric or running their shop, is that their actual job? Because, like, I'm a teacher. I don't know where you get Jody fabric. Anybody? I haven't really tried to look for it because I'm like, yeah, it probably goes like so quickly anyway. But I found this website, Dyeing for Cross Stitch. Let me get a link. Excuse me. I wonder, they would probably do, if there's a 40 count Verdal Evenweave fabric of the month, I'm signing up for that. Here, this is where I found it. Oh, you message her to get on the wait list. See, like, her stuff is so popular, she has a wait list. Get all the gross snot sounds out of the way. Rebel Stitcher sells it. Do they have any? So that Dyeing for Cross Stitch, that's where I found the Verdal. I was messaging Nati, I was like, I want all the colors. Because it was a decent price. 18 by 27, right? For 23 bucks. Of hand-dyed Verdal Evenweave. I already have plans for the stuff that I got. Hopefully it comes soon. Oh, my music. And the 40 count Verdal, I was turned on to by Stitchin' Mommy, because she is the one who started Hades on it. And so then I was like, ooh, that's so cool. And somebody encouraged me to try it. Because I was like, oh, that would be so small. So small. 1, 2, 3. One, two, three. Yep. Yeah, it goes so long. It goes a long way with 1/1. Like, this tiny. And now that I know, oh my goodness. I'm gonna go broke buying Tudor Silk from Gloriana. Okay, here's another question for the peanut gallery. You guys are my peanuts. That's weird. Never mind. Forget I said that. Is it, if you were a who? Who's in Nepal, Vanessa? Are you thinking about Alyssa? Anyway, if you were a fabric dyer or a silk dyer, or like you wouldn't do this with charts. I mean, people share charts too, but how would you feel if you knew that people were buying a product and then go in and halvesies with other people? Like, would you feel cheated because, oh, Anne, you are? Really? Like, would you prefer that they buy their own piece of fabric, or would you encourage it, or would you not know how to feel about it? Would you encourage it because they would talk about it and then other people would buy it? Because there's part of me that's like, yes, I want all the things, but I also don't want to accumulate a whole bunch of stuff and not use a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know, maybe that's too little too late to be worrying about that. But I definitely like don't buy extra DMC if I don't need it, or I don't know. I don't know. Susie. She's like, listen, Mom, I can turn my litter box into a instrument. See, I've been stitching with this for 25 minutes and I haven't gotten a new thread. The joys of over one. Oh, I'm gonna stop using that. Bought at market price, gotcha. That's a good guideline. Is if you buy it on sale, then don't share it, or avoid sharing it, or buy something at market price. I mean, I bought 4 pieces of fabric from them and a pattern that had some Michelle Bendy stuff. There's so many people I want to support, so many things I want to stitch. Not enough time. It is still supporting the business. Yeah. I don't know, especially with flosses. Like, I got a whole hank of floss in Ymir's floss box. And it's a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous floss. This one. Which, okay, please settle this for me. I'm too embarrassed to ask Ymir. This was called Blood Orange, right? Right, Vanessa? Blood Orange. Like a whole hank of this, and I'm using it on Modern Folk Embroidery, but that's 32 count over 1. And there's no way. Like, see, this is all that color. There's no way that I am going to use all of that unless I start, like, I don't know, a long dog on 11 count. Like, there's just no way. So when I send Stitchy Kindness, I put a few lengths of this in Stitchy Kindness. Because, like, then more people are using it. More people are tagging and putting you on Instagram, theoretically. I mean, I advertise for Ymir so much. Not that, like, I'm justifying not using or, like, sharing her product or, like, you know what I mean. But, like, it was an exclusive item, and also, like, I'm not going to use all of it. I can't reach it because I'm reclined. Ah! Ow. Sorry. Ow. Oh, I don't share patterns. I'm not going to share patterns. Like, first of all, I don't stitch stuff that's out of print yet. But I wouldn't, I don't want to share patterns. Because sometimes, you know, it's like the pattern was $7. And that, to me, that's just like paying them for their time. Unless I gift it, like, unless I buy it and give it away. Yeah, that's one thing where I'm like, I think we should buy patterns. We shouldn't resend them, especially PDFs. Especially PDFs. Like, do not illegally share that stuff. Yeah. Yeah. So, like, if it's out of print, then definitely share it, because I mean, it's more worth it for more people to get joy out of it than feeling like you spent way too much money on it. Yeah, I don't feel this way about music, like sheet music, because a lot of times, like, the artist is not getting very much of the cut of sheet music in PDF form, unless you're buying directly from the, like, composer of the music. But sometimes, like, especially if you buy a PDF of music from a publishing website, then, like, and not that I don't think that the money should go to the publisher, but I think that for sheet music, Like I've shared PDFs of sheet music, but not cross-stitch patterns. I feel that if we want to keep the advantage of having digital patterns and having Pattern Keeper and being able to use that, because it helps my stitching so much, Pattern Keeper does, so I don't want to lose that privilege. Because Haid could be like, I suspect that people are sharing patterns, so we're not going to sell PDFs anymore. Like, no! I don't want that to happen. So I will never intentionally, like, it would have to be a major accident for me to share a PDF that I had not, like, I gave away PDFs, but I purchased a second copy and gave away the second copy. Share supplies, not patterns. I like that. Asterisk, unless it's out of print and you can't find it anywhere. I really like, I haven't done it in a while, so correct me if this is wrong, but like Haid, you can gift a pattern and it doesn't even let you have the option of downloading it. It's like, send us the email of the person that you're gifting it to and we'll send it to them. Like, you don't even have access to it. But when I accidentally purchased 2 of the same pattern from Haid, I had to contact them and I was like, hey, I'm really, like, I messed up on this, but I do want to keep the charts. I'm going to share them with somebody else. Is that okay? I had a receipt for 2, so. On those Haids, I just sent them the PDF. But there were 2. Yeah, once you open it, it's yours. I mean, I don't think that Haid would just be like, go from, we suspect people are sharing, to like taking them off. They probably would try to put like some sort of password protect or something on PDFs. You can do that like with documents. I know some tax documents that have been digitized, they're password protected. Boy, what a hassle that would be though. Imagine if Haid did password protections. This is crazy how long this strand lasts. I started down here, right? Yeah, I started right here and I've gone all the way up here. I think I figured that I could do like about 70 stitches per length of floss. And they're 12 strand, 12 ply floss. And in my cuts I get 10 lengths. So I have 120 lengths times 70, right? 120 times 70. Oh, I don't need the calendar, I need the calculator. Anybody else do that? Like you're looking for the calendar and then you get the calculator? I mean the calculator and you get the calendar. 120 times 70. I can get 8,400 stitches in one skein. This floss is not like Invisifil. Every time. The Invisifil, if you're curious about trying it, it's very, very different to stitch with. If you're used to silk or cotton. Oh, did I get an answer? Can I just slap two stamps on this? Can I just like do this and then mail it? Because it's small, it's compact. I just couldn't put couldn't put it in an envelope. Will they take it? Do you want to see some words after this? Not border. I can start stitching some words. I'm waiting for... Oh. It's going to New York. Oh, up there in Canada. That's what you're saying. Yeah, it's very, very light. I mean, I've seen large envelopes with 2 stamps on them, and then I have received a package that was a larger size and it had 3 stamps on it. Okay. Yeah, Karen, yours. How did you, when you sent yours, how did you figure how many stamps you needed? I know nothing about USPS. I mean, I know some stuff now because I've sent globally. Okay, this is gonna... No, it's not gonna sound weird. When I was a kid, I really wanted to do jobs, like, the jobs that looked the funnest to me was, like, jobs that with repeated action. Like, I really wanted to be a cashier when I was a kid because it looked so fun to scan the items, put them in bags, tell the person how much their thing costs, their order costs, and like giving change. That was so fun to me. Giving change. And then Subway. I really thought it looked fun to make sandwiches. And I did work at Subway for like 3 years. And it was fun. I mean, I loved making sandwiches. I loved prepping the food. But then you have to wash dishes. I mean, I was okay with washing dishes. And you have to mop the floor if you're closing. Like, Subway was pretty fun. But I also wanted to be, or like, I still, when I go to the post office, I'm like, you know how fun it would be to like work at the post office. Like, put stamps on, and I don't think it would be as fun. Like, I think maybe something like getting hired to send out somebody's wedding invitations or holiday cards. Like, I love stuffing envelopes. I love putting address labels on. It's so fun. Oh yeah, I don't have a scale. I figured. I sent something to you, Karen. Don't worry, it's not any supplies. Because you told me not to send you supplies. So I didn't. But it's in the mail. It might take a couple days. Because I gave it to her yesterday. I was sitting here stitching all day, and then I was like, oh, I forgot to put this in the mail. And then I went down, and the mail lady was stuffing our boxes, and I was like, do you take outgoing? Are you taking outgoing? She's like, yep. Okay, I think I need to end this. I have a couple. End this thread, I mean. There's a couple little knot thingers. Knot thingers. Wow, Kaylee. This music, what did I put? Oh, I put inspirational mood. Well, yes, I did, Karen. Karen, you sent me these silks. You sent me a huge piece of Evenweave that, like, is the only piece in the world, I think. It's the only piece, I'm convinced. There's no 56 count Evenweave in the world except for the stuff that I have. Ooh, I'll make a jingle for you. I'll totally make a jingle for you. You should have said something sooner. I don't know what that is. I mean, I don't know. I feel like so lucky that you sent it to me. And I was like, I'm not gonna share this with anybody. And then I was like, no, I need to share it. Okay, yeah, this is. Um. Thank you. Yeah, Ilonka is. I liked that one. I'm not gonna tell. Okay, so I put it in the translate. I quickly put it in the translate, and where do you live was the question. The first, or the second message, I put it in, and it was like a video of talking Tom. I don't know if that's here. I googled it. Oh yeah, I want Tom works. That's so weird. Oh. What should I stitch? Should I stitch a bird? Or should I stitch words? Should I stitch a burp? A burp? Here, let me pole it. Let me pole it, because I know how to do this. What should I can't spell it. I bird or words? Vote in the poll, everybody. What should I stitch next? Should I stitch a bird or should I stitch words? Yeah, that's pretty good. I took Russian diction, so I learned like the sounds of the Cyrillic alphabet, but I did not study it well enough to remember it. A bird. A bird is winning, but not by much. By 1 vote. It tells me there's 11 people in here, so I need a few more people to vote. Should I stitch a bird? Should I stitch a word? It's a bird, it looks like. Hey, well that's good. I have more than 50% of my viewers engaging with the poll. Stats, stats. Numbers, data. Okay, it looks like we're stitching a bird. Stitch a bird, Kaylee, stitch a bird. Havana Brown. It's so soft. It's just so soft. Oh, it's so good. The variegation in these also is like super subtle. It's really nice. I don't know how this worked out this way, but in the butterfly, this red color, let me see if I can show you. Like I started down here, did this, and then it variegated to this orange, and did a near mirror image on the other side, and ended on red. Like that's all supposed to be one color. Like how did it do that so perfectly? I got lucky. The thread magic I think has helped a lot with this stuff. I mean, I'm still stitching with way too long of strands. I know that. But I can't recut my skeins. A little bird. We stitch a little bird. Yes, yes, let's stitch a little bird. Bird. Let's stitch a bird. Let's stitch a bird. Oh, yeah, and there should... I had this happen with somebody else. Yeah, on YouTube, if somebody's live and it seems off, then there's a word, I mean, live is on the bottom of your player, and if the button is not red, then you're not live. You're not with the live feed. Oh, yeah, we are not doing a mandala. I think that's something that I would like not be interested in doing. Like fussy or like worrying about if it's live or not. I don't think I would like to, or live, worrying about if it's mirrored or not. I don't think I would care that much. Okay, hopefully you're back, Anne, to the live feed. That happened to somebody else in one of my streams, and they were talking about stuff that we had talked about like 20 minutes ago. I think they were like 20 minutes behind. There's a bird. A little bird. A teeny bird. Yeah, I think that this silk would be... I mean, it would probably work with a monochromatic pattern on 56 count, but these like color changes, it's okay. On 40 count. I do like it where you can at least see an X. That's why I think I like the look of the Invisifill, but it's not as nice to stitch with. I'm surprised Susie hasn't been on my lap. Dude, yesterday she was on my lap. Excuse me. Like, I don't need to admit how long I was sitting here, but Susie was on my lap when I was sitting here for a long time yesterday. For most of the day. Yay! Bye, Vanessa. Yeah. See, sometimes it varies. Sometimes I don't mind. Like 32 count kind of looks like pixels. Right? They're little blobs. And sometimes I'm okay with that. But like my the lovebirds, that turned out so good. The lovebirds Quirky Quaker, it was just like so cool that it was so tiny and you could still see the X's. That's the Invisifill. One problem that I have with the 56 count is I can stitch it in hand, but I need like something to grab onto. with my hand. Like, I need to be able to hold it. And if I want to save the fabric as much as I can, then I like am not stitching comfortably because I'm trying to save fabric. And then it's too small of a piece to hold. I did that to myself yesterday. It was not the best. Look at that little bird. Oh, it's so cute. It is very cute. I just love this butterfly. The border's really nice. This chart is good. It's a great chart. I think I'll just have to backstitch the over one part. If you notice under political, it says asterisk, it always has been. And that's supposed to be over one, like with everything else in the chart being over two. So I think I'll probably just have to backstitch that. Also, since stitching on 56 count, I'm like, oh, this is really easy. With this 40 count. I'm like, I can see everything. You know when you're in the coughing part of your cold, and you can just feel that there's mucus, and then you cough, and it doesn't move. Yeah. It's real fun. I was watching Karen with the those floss organizers. Oh shoot. I should not keep going like this. I have this little tiny knot. They're held, oh, excuse me. They're held in like a page protector sleeve. And they look really good, like they work really good. I don't think I would want like my whole set of DMC on that, but then I was thinking about maybe like, actually I just had this idea. Like maybe doing that with some fancy flosses to keep them nice. Or to try to keep them nice. Two, three, four. Actually, we're just gonna go like this. Oh, it smells really good. Dylan's making something. It smells so good. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I want to get some of those and then put like my silk collection in them. Because my DMC is such long strands that maybe like the stuff that I'm cutting shorter. I would put in those. I think I measured my strands, Karen, and my strands were longer than 50 centimeters. I was like, whoa. Whoa, Kaylee. Sometimes you just need to switch hands and stitch with your other hand, right? Just switch it up, everybody. Switch it. It's stitch with your other hand now. It's a good thing that next month is really soon, because I want to start that ink circles now. Switch hands. Put the other hand on top. You have... Oh. I definitely read something different than you had already. Oh, you just put a project in them. Mm-hmm. I think I'm gonna really like having the floss drops. Having my DMC on floss drops. I hope I really like it. I really like all the different floss drops that I'm getting. And I love the idea of having my floss organized, but not like super duper uniform. I think I was talking about this in a different stream. Like, not having the same floss drops for all the DMC. But instead, having a whole bunch of different floss drops from around the world. Around the world, around the world. It smells like broccoli. Is it tofu broccoli? Tofu stir fry broccoli? We caved, everybody. We caved. We got an air fryer. I definitely go slower with my right hand, but I can still stitch with my right hand. Yeah, we bought an air fryer. and we like it. Ah! We like it. It's quite fast. Hey, everybody. Karen has awesome suggestions. I don't own a floor stand, so I don't know. I know Lowry is really popular, like a Lowry floor stand. But is the wait time pretty long on those? Your oven has an air fryer function. Well, that's convenient. I don't think ours does. Look at this little bird. It's so cute. It's a cute little bird. Oh. Okay, but I think I put that. Where did I do this? So, okay, so I would not be, but my back, especially if I'm doing running stitches, it's not, I don't go, I take the long way. I use like a modified continental stitch or something like that. Not on everything. But like if my fabric is single strand weave, then I do. I think I can show this on my 32 count. Hang on one sec. Hang on. Okay. It depends where I start in the pattern. You know, I actually figured out starting top left is not really, especially if I'm doing vertical running stitches, it's not ideal for being left-handed, because then you're traveling like over already done stitches to put your needle in. Whereas if you started on the top right, then when you put your needle, if you're doing like vertical running stitches, then you are crossing and putting you have less resistance when you're putting your needle down through the fabric. Does that make any sense? We're at the end of a page, I think, of music. Case creation. I have a like Amazon desk stand. Ooh, there you go. Anne. Oh, you can get Lowry on Amazon? I didn't know that. Yeah. See, I knew everybody had more knowledge about this. Okay, so then here's the back of my 32 count, because this is a single strand weave. So it's not the up and down. But New Mexico, because Ada is like multiple strands in the weave, then this one I have side to side. So there's a lot less coverage on the back on my multiple fabric thread weaves. But when I stitch on a single thread weave, then my back has a lot more coverage, because instead of, let me see if I can explain this right here. So if I'm doing these running stitches on this Ada, I went up, down, up, down, up, down, so that I'm coming up, down, traveling the least amount of space to do the next leg or the next stitch. Okay, but if I'm on a single weave or a single thread weave, meaning there's only one thread, then your thread can slip underneath if you're doing this kind of thing. So on a single weave, I go up, down, so that on the back of my fabric, I'm traveling over 2 threads, down, traveling over 2 threads, fabric threads, down. And that way it won't slip on the back. So then because I'm a lefty, these running stitches, because I started this in the upper right hand corner, these running stitches are easier to do, except I'm stitching with this in hand, so then now I have to hold the fabric with my left hand. I mean, I could roll it a different way and not have to do that, but so then like when I do these running stitches, then if I come up here when I'm a lefty and I put my needle down here to complete the leg, I'm not crossing over these completed stitches. But if I was a righty, then I have to bend, I have to move my fabric so that I can get access to the hole a little bit nicer. All of this is kind of intuitive to me. I didn't really put much thought into that, like why I was stitching it that way. We have a visitor, everybody. Come in. Oh, come on, BP. Come in. Come in. Here she is. Oh. Hi, BB. Hi, my BB. She's a happy cat. Happy cat. Oh. I guess you can see better in the... She's doing that kitten thing where she kneads on the blanket. Oh, baby. You're so cute. What a cute baby. Oh, kitty. She's so cute. I love my cat. She's really excited. Susie's really having a good time because when we took her to the vet, they, I think the first time that we took her to the vet, she was on this thyroid medication and they were like half a pill a day and then maybe we might need to change the dosage. And they changed it to a full pill a day, 1 in the morning and half in the morning, half at night. And so now she gets 2 pill pockets a day. She loves the pill pockets. It's my baby. Oh, Susie. Oh, Miss Baby. Oh, Susie. See, it's you. Look, it's you. It's you. It's you and a needle minder. I drew this for you. I made this of you. Oh. Ashley, that melts my heart. Oh my goodness. Okay, if you're following me on Instagram, you already saw this, but you need to see this. She sees herself on the screen. Look at that. Oh, it's a Susie needle binder. It's you, baby. She sees herself. She's looking up at herself. It's you. It's you, baby. She's like, I don't know. Here is Jennifer's cats, Kip and May. Oh. How do you repay somebody, or how do you send kindness back to somebody who's made you needle minders of your cat? How do you? How do you do that? And then there's this one. Hi, BB. It smells really good. There's my docious. I worked a little bit on it. Look at that. Oh, it's so cute. Do you see yourself, baby? Do you see yourself? Are you a Mary Poppins cat? Are you a Mary Poppins cat? Oh. Every time she sits on my lap, it just melts my heart. 'Cause she's so peaceful. She's so cute. Aren't they so cute? Like, I don't know. I've really been feeling the Stitchy love this year, you guys. Like, I feel really lucky. I love my kitty. I love my stitching. Speaking of really cute things, I have a really good teaching story. I have this really cute kindergartner who, I have two from the same class. I have this really cute kindergartner. Actually, I think she's in pre-K, but one of our pre-K teachers is on maternity leave, and so Susie. So they put a couple of pre-K kids in a kindergarten class. So she's in one of those classes. But without fail, every time she comes to music, she gives me a big hug, usually more than one, and usually like, actually not really. Like I was gonna say it's at inconvenient times. I mean, she has, it's so cute. Sometimes I'll be teaching and she like gets up out of her seat and comes and hugs me. Like I'm in the middle of a sentence and she comes up and hugs me. It's so cute. I'm like, that's so sweet, but I'm trying to teach. And then there was one time where I was going through the music expectations, like saying, stay in your seat, raise your hand, follow instructions with the instruments, blah blah blah. And I was like, does anybody have any questions? And she raises her hand and she's like, I love you. It's so cute. Oh my goodness, I couldn't even be mad. And so she like, every time they come to music, she hugs me. She tells me she loves me. It's so cute. So then on last Wednesday, they had a science presenter come in, and they were using the auditorium, and I teach on the stage. So instead of me teaching at the same time as the science assembly going on, they had me go to the classrooms. So my Wednesday classes, I just went to their classrooms. And it's the same class of kindergartners. And I went in their room and I sat at the front, and they have these cute little chairs. My chairs are folding chairs, so they're too big for kindergartners. But they, like the whole class was sitting in their seats, at their tables. They have round tables. And then all of a sudden I start seeing them picking up their chairs and moving closer to me because I was sitting at the front of the room. And all of a sudden, the whole class is like picking up their chair and like scooching closer to me and scooching closer and trying to like get closer to me. Oh, oh my gosh. Like nothing will melt your heart quite like kindergartners just really, really wanting to be close to you and learn. Oh my goodness, it was so cute. And I was just like, it was one of those moments where it's just surreal. Like you look at it and you're like, I can't believe this is happening to me. All of these children, their teeny tiny bodies, their little chairs, they're scooching closer to me because they are just so excited that they want to be close to me and they want to learn. Oh, it melted my heart. I couldn't be like, no, go back to your seats. I just had to let the lesson go a little bit with them right in front of me. It was so cute. It was so cute. It was the biggest compliment. Okay, my light is funky. I'm like having a hard time here. Okay, maybe we can put this back. Oh, it's because I zoomed out. That's why I feel weird. Oh, it smells so good. The food smells so good. I might have to stop and go get some food. See, I brought something over here to eat, but then I never ate it. I'm not very good. I don't know if you gathered this. I'm not very good at remembering to eat. It's that hyper focus. We'll finish a birdie tale and then I'll go. Isn't that the sweetest story ever? Like, oh, they were so cute. I feel like this song is setting up a nice end to the stream. A nice calm end. Look at this cute little bird. We've got the massage music on. Can you even hear the music? In the library. How far are you? And do you like a thick coverage? The reason I ask about the coverage is that my 40 count Hades tent stitch, like it's It's good coverage, right? I haven't tried 36 though. So the questions are, how far are you on the current one? And then is it full cross? Cuz I'm a big advocate for half stitch, 10 stitch. Oh, look at this cute kitty. She's really falling asleep, you guys. When her ears go sideways, like she's really losing it. She's losing all control and falling asleep. Look at how cute this is. Oh, I can't. Oh, do it. Do it. I'm sure the pattern's like what? 15 pages, 20 pages? Yeah, if it's started as full cross, then do it. I'm very, very tempted, everybody. Ooh, I'm so tempted to restart my enormous, do you know my enormous United States pattern? It's on 25 count, but I've stitched a lot on it already. Hang on, let me finish this bird and see how many stitches I have on that. But they're half stitches. And I like, ooh, I'm so tempted to restart it on 40 count. I'm so tempted. I already have a lot of thread in it though. I don't know. But it's enormous. I don't know. Hey, Yvonne. I'm sorry you came. I'm about to go eat. Okay, so this pattern is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's like 180 pages? Is that even right? Yeah. That is right. I have 3.69% of the pattern completed. Maybe I just won't restart it. Maybe I just won't stitch it. Oh, then yeah, restart it, restart it. Restart it. Excuse me. Let's see. Yeah, the pattern is 188 pages. Here's what I'm talking about. Do you remember this one? Remember this chart? If you have recently started following me, you probably don't remember this chart. I haven't stitched on it in a while. But let me show you my pattern keeper. I'm this far on it. And that's a lot of stitches. That's 27,500 stitches. That's a lot. Half stitches anyway. But it's 25 count with 10 stitch. And so it's going to be enormous. But if I don't know. I don't know. I'm also really getting into smalls, so like if I would UFO any of my hates, it would be that. It would be that. Like, your tastes change, right? I made it to Oregon, so that's fine. That's true. Yeah. I didn't stitch the cow yet though. I didn't stitch that little cow. Whoop. There's a little cow underneath those logs. See that little cow? I mean, it's a gigantic chart. I don't know. It called for like, let me see how many skeins of the blue it called for. 7 something. Oh. 40, it calls for 42 skeins of 798, and then 29 of 38. So like, I could rehome it. Isn't she so cute, Yvonne? You know, like, I don't know. I think I love my other Hades way more than I love that one. I love the colors on it. And I think that I probably, if I were to continue it, I think I would want to restart it. Because 5 full coverage, I mean, I know there are people with way more projects than me, but 5 full coverage is a lot. Especially when I've been excited about other things these days. I think part of the reason why I liked full coverage so much was because I wouldn't have to spend as much on finishing stuff, and I wouldn't have to spend as much thinking time on finishing stuff, because that stresses me out. Finishing things stresses me out, like finishing in a nice way. Yeah, Karen, do it. I looked at your comment again. Yeah, do it. Restart it. Do it 10 stitch. For sure. Oh, BB. She's so cute. But now, I feel no shame in having a bag of finishes, because I've been catching up on my Stitch Dad D, and they said, you know, some people just have a tub of finishes and that gives them joy. And I was like, it does give me joy to just have a bag of finishes, a tub of finishes. So thank you, D. I feel seen. So now I have some of my finishes in my little box here. And look at all my tiny finishes that I just have sitting in a box. It's great. I do need to put some of these in the journal though. In the tiny journal. I also love like the idea of having just a journal instead of like having a whole bunch of frames. Just putting them all in a journal. Scrapbooking them all. Yeah. I need to go to Ollie's and find more greeting cards. Cheap greeting cards. I don't know who would somebody even want that? Like I would probably send some DMC with it, but I would not send like all of it, because some of them I only have my set of DMC in. Like some of those colors are I only have one skein of. I didn't like buy a new skein of everything. 27. Do they make 20? Would it be a 27 count even weave? I think they do make 27 count even weave, don't they? But that would be good with 2 strands. I know lots of people who love 10 stitched on 28 count. That's what Noah Stitches does, and Darren Dizzy Stitcher does that. And I don't know, maybe Spartan Stitcher. What's her name? What's her name? She hasn't been posting, I think that's why. Or she hasn't been putting videos, that's why I'm like, does it start with a K? What's her name? Hey Morty! Yay, go adult. I need to send a plushie of Susie to you. Yeah, 28 count is good for that. Oh, it's gonna bother me. What's her name? Kim Hollenbeck. That's right. Okay, I need to go eat, because thank you, Karen. She does most of hers on 25 count, and I love them. She's so good. Yeah, I need to go eat. I'm trying to figure out what he made just from the smell of it. It smells like something I've smelled before, but I think it's broccoli. Something with broccoli. But also, I can't move. Because look at this cat. I can't move. I do have to do laundry. I was going to go shopping today too, and I have to lesson plan. Write a list, Kaylee. Do it one at a time. All right, y'all. I will see you next week, and I probably will record a floss tube sometime in the week, so look out for that. Susie says goodbye. Right, BB? My teeny stitching says goodbye. This is going to be so cute, isn't it? I'm excited for that to be finished. Oh, it's so cute. And if I don't see you before then, one of those times, then hey, enjoy your stitching. Yay! I'm so happy. You guys make me really happy. Okay, see you next week.